Okay. So everyone, this first of all, very good afternoon, all of you. Last time in the class, we were discussing about equality. Now today we're gonna discuss about the three dimensions of equality. And in the last class, we discussed what we mean by the political equality. So there are three dimensions of equality. This whole chapter tells you about the meaning of equality and its various dimensions, why equality is very, very important for the democracy. Now here in this topic, we can find the three dimensions. And which are those three dimensions? Political dimension of equality, social dimension of equality, and economic dimension of equality. Now the first, political equality. What actually we mean by political equality? You know, through political equality, we mean that all the people of a particular country must have the political rights, such as right to vote, right to contest election. So all must have fair chance of coming in the power. All must have fair chance of being in the power, being in the government. That's how the political power distribution. The distribution of the political power must be in an equal way. So in democratic societies, political equality would normally include granting equal citizenship to all the members of the state. Therefore, in citizenship chapter, that was the last chapter which we discussed. In that chapter also we discussed that as far as India is concerned, we have single citizenship, Indian. Hum sabhi Indian hai. Whether you are the ultra rich of this country or whether you are poor people belonging to a rural section or urban section, we all are equal because we all have single citizenship and that is Indian. So therefore डेमोक्रेसीज के अंदर पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी के अंदर सबसे पहले हम क्या इंक्लूड करते हैं कि दैट द सिटीजनशिप, इक्वल सिटीजनशिप टू ऑल, है ना. ऐसा नहीं कि कोई इंडियन है तो कोई इंडियन प्लस प्लस है, सभी इंडियन है भाई, सिटीजनशिप तो एक ही है. यू मे बी बिलोंगिंग टू गुजरात, महाराष्ट्र, आप मराठी हो सकते हो, गुजराती हो सकते हो, पंजाबी हो सकते हो. वी हैव सो मेनी स्टेट्स इन आवर कंट्री, बट एज फार एज द सिटीजनशिप इज कंसर्न वी ऑल आर इंडियन. सो देयरफॉर सिटीजनशिप के मामले से आपको क्या मिलती है? पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी मिलती है. यू गेट द पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी. सो first topic which we discussing here is political equality. So democratic societies, political equality would normally include granting equal citizenship and equal citizenship to all the members of the state. As we read in the last chapter, that is citizenship, equal citizenship brings with it certain basic rights. And which are those rights? With equal citizenship, you get the right to vote. You get the right to freedom of expression, of movement and association. You can form any political party, you can contest the election. So that's how we get these all political rights in democracy. तो ये आपको सिटीजनशिप मिली, हम सब इंडियन हैं, तो सभी इंडियंस को ये राइट है कि वो वोट कर सकें. वो कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी फॉर्म करना चाहे तो वो कर सकते हैं. वी ऑल हैव दैट फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड फ्रीडम ऑफ वॉइस. सो these are rights which are considered necessary to enable citizens to develop themselves and participate in the affairs of the state. अब ये राइट सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज यू नो इफ पीपल विल नॉट हैव राइट टू वोट, इफ पीपल विल नॉट हैव लाइक ऑप्शन ऑफ choosing their government, then how can you say that people are treated in an equal way or there is equality there in the country? क्योंकि इलेक्शन के जरिए अगर रूलर्स चुने ही नहीं जाते हैं तो सबसे पहले तो देयर विल नॉट बी एनी डेमोक्रेसी, बिकॉज इन डेमोक्रेसी देयर मस्ट बी इलेक्शन एंड इन इलेक्शन all the people must have right to vote. इलेक्शन भी कैसे हो? फ्री एंड फेयर मैनर में. ऐसे तो इलेक्शन करवाने को लाइक करंटली like in North Korea there is a dictatorship. Kim Jong Un is the dictator. He also can say that I have just conducted the election in a free and fair manner in my country and people have voted for me. But how can we just accept the decision or accept the whatever he is saying that is true? So there must be free and fair election. Free and fair election होने चाहिए और सभी लोगों के पास राइट टू वोट होना चाहिए. तो राइट टू वोट तो आपने दिया ही नहीं सभी. तो इसीलिए पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी में हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं? That through these basic rights, through these political rights such as right to vote, right to forming political party, right to contest election, people actually get their share in the political power. Political power में लोगों को share मिलता है. एंड ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. और क्यों जरूरी है? टू डेवलप देमसेल्व्स एंड पार्टिसिपेट इन द अफेयर्स ऑफ द स्टेट बाय द पीपल, है ना. Now, these all rights are legal rights guaranteed by the Constitution and laws. We have that universal adult franchise. The election method is clearly said in the Constitution. We know that considerable inequality can exist even in countries which grant equal rights to the citizens. These inequalities are often the result of difference in the resources and opportunities which are available to citizens in the social and economic spheres. For this reason, a demand is often made for equal opportunities. So therefore differences in the resources and opportunities which are available to the people. For example, we just discussed an example, like if there are two persons, दो student हैं आपके जैसे पढ़ने वाले, एक student जो है due to financial condition that student cannot get the books or cannot go to the institution, है ना, good institution. Another student has all the facilities, उसके घर वाले पेरेंट जो हैं उसको अच्छी इंस्टीट्यूशन में भी भेजते हैं, he can afford that books and all other material. तो यहाँ पे क्या प्रॉब्लम आई कि एक जो पर्सन है उसको काम भी करना पड़ रहा है, घर में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं है, दूसरे में सारी फैसिलिटीज. तो इसके लिए दोनों का अगर हम कंपैरिजन करें तो एक पर्सन को एडवांटेज मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा? ऑब्वियसली मिलेगा. तो वहां पे वो लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड नहीं उनके लिए कि अगर वो मानो दोनों को कंपटीशन एग्जाम देते हैं या कोई एग्जाम देते हैं, because of lack of resources the other person will suffer. वो जो दूसरा पर्सन वो सफर करेगा. तो इसीलिए क्या होना चाहिए? एक लेवल प्लेइंग फील्ड होनी चाहिए. 100 मीटर की अगर स्प्रिंट हो रही है तो सभी किसी को एक को हम 10 मीटर का गैप नहीं दे सकते, है ना. सभी एक जगह से भागेंगे, उसी एक जगह से, एंड द पर्सन हु विल बी लाइक कैपेबल वो सक्सेसफुल रहेगा, वो जीतेगा उस रेस को. सो नेक्स्ट क्या बता रहा है आपको? दैट फॉर दिस रीजन a demand is often made for equal opportunities or a level playing field. But we should remember that although political and legal equality by itself may not be sufficient to build just an egalitarian society, it is necessary, it is certainly an important component of it. So by giving political equality or legal equality, we will have the egalitarian society. Egalitarian society means the equality, the equal society where all people are treated in equal way. There is equality everywhere. So by just giving political right, by just giving legal right, there will be equality. We cannot expect that. What we need to do, there must be social equality also. ये अभी तो हमने क्या देखा? पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी. कैसे पॉलिटिकली लोगों के पास में पावर आए जिससे कि वो अपने जो हैं रूलर्स को इलेक्ट कर सकें, खुद उस गवर्नमेंट में, उस पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव में शामिल हो सकें. और दूसरा सोशल इक्वालिटी. और यहाँ पे सोशल इक्वालिटी का क्या मतलब है? सोसाइटी के अंदर जो डिफरेंसेस हैं, जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है, जो इनइक्वालिटीज हैं, वो रिमूव होनी चाहिए. पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी मिल गई, लीगल इक्वालिटी मिल गई, लेकिन अगर सोशल इक्वालिटी नहीं मिलेगी तो फिर इन चीजों का कोई लॉजिक नहीं. तो सोशल इक्वालिटी का मतलब, जैसे एग्जांपल, लाइक इन इंडिया वी हैव कास्ट सिस्टम प्रेवलेंट हियर. कास्टिज्म इज वेरी प्रेवलेंट हियर. सो दिस इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ इनइक्वालिटी. इट मस्ट बी डन अवे विद. इसको जो है खत्म होना चाहिए. इट मस्ट बी रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम अवर सोसाइटी, है ना. So political equality or equality before the law is an important first step in the pursuit of equality, but it often needs to be supplemented by equality of opportunities. जो पहले की जो हम बात कर रहे हैं legal या political equality is necessary to remove any legal hurdles which might exclude people from a voice in government and deny them access to available social goods. The pursuit of equality requires that people belonging to different groups and communities also have a fair and equal chance to compete for those good opportunities. So all people must have fair and equal chance. All, जैसे हमने भी एग्जांपल में डिस्कस किया था, हर किसी के पास में कम से कम वो एक सराउंडिंग्स, वो एक इक्वालिटी उस लेवल पर हो. अगर लोग compete करें, उनमें से जो भी हो अच्छा हो, अपनी ग्रोथ के अकॉर्डिंग आगे निकले, अपनी स्किल्स टैलेंट के अकॉर्डिंग आगे निकले, दैट इज अनदर इशू. अगर उसके बेसिस पे इकोनॉमिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर इनइक्वालिटी होती है, दैट इज ओके. बट व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर दैट ऑल मस्ट हैव fair opportunities, good opportunities, fair chance of competing together. Now, for this, it is necessary to minimize the social and economic inequalities and guarantee certain minimum conditions of life to all the members of society. So if we have caste system prevalent here, that must be removed. Adequate health care, opportunity for good education, adequate nourishment, minimum wage. These are some basic rights must be provided to all the citizens. So we all can be at a place where at on the level of these basic necessities we are equal. And now we can compete with each other, and that's how we can have like equal opportunities with our talent, with our skills. We all can grow, and we can all get the rewards according to our skills and according to our talents. Now, next, in the absence of such facilities, it is exceedingly difficult for all the members of society to compete on equal terms. Where equality of opportunity does not exist, a huge pool of potential talent tends to be wasted in society. So जहां पे equality of opportunity नहीं है, तो बहुत सारा जो talent है वो waste हो जाता है. क्या मतलब है इसका? इसका simple सा मतलब है कि like there are a lot of people. We just discussed this example. In the same example of two students, another student can also compete. Another student can give the best and can get the best and can work being a good human resource for himself, for his family, and for the country also. But क्योंकि उसे बेसिक फैसिलिटीज नहीं मिल पाएंगी, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं मिल पाएंगी, तो क्या होता है, टैलेंट तो वेस्ट जा रहा है. So therefore, in India, special problems regarding equal opportunities comes not just from lack of facilities, but from some of the customs. और वो customs कौन सी? वो customs, inherent customs, social customs. जैसे for example, जो caste system prevalent है हमारे यहाँ पे. So these kind of social evils must be like removed from our society, so that equal opportunity, a kind of system can be made where all can be treated in an equal way. And the state has a significant role in such matters. It should make policies to prevent discrimination or harassment of women in public places or employment. State जो है, country जो है, nation जो है, उसका बहुत बड़ा रोल है इन मैटर्स में. उनको स्टेट को ऐसी पॉलिसीज बनानी चाहिए कि जिससे लाइक वो क्या करें, ये जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है, चाहे डिस्क्रिमिनेशन किसी भी बेसिस पर, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ जेंडर हो, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कास्ट हो, इसको रिमूव किया जाए. इसीलिए हमारे देश में, इंडिया में, many laws are made on the basis of, if gender discrimination is there, laws are there, and the authority which is responsible of discriminating on the basis of gender or on the basis of caste, they can be punished. We have that we have particular like act to remove the caste system from India. If the caste system untouchability is practiced in India, now there is proper law and action can be taken against the perpetrators who are involved in that casteism or caste practice. Now next, economic equality. So on the way of, at simplest level, if we would say that economic equality exists in a society, economic equality, inequality जो है, वो सोसाइटी में एग्जिस्ट रहेगी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ टैलेंट एंड स्किल्स. अब कोई एक पर्सन डॉक्टर है, एक पर्सन जो है लेबरर है, तो उनके आपको अर्निंग में, इनकम में अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर स्किल, एक स्किल्ड है, एक अनस्किल्ड है, उनके अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर वर्क आपको डिफरेंसेस मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे. बट जो बेसिक फैसिलिटीज हैं वो तो सभी को मिलनी चाहिए, वो हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. तो इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी एग्जिस्ट इन अ सोसाइटी इफ देयर आर सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस इन वेल्थ, प्रॉपर्टी और इनकम बिटवीन इंडिविजुअल्स और क्लासेस. One way of measuring the degree of economic inequality in a society would be to measure the relative difference between the richest and the poorest groups. Richest और poorest groups में गैप जो है सोसाइटी के अंदर, ये नहीं होना चाहिए अल्ट्रा रिच क्लास बने और एक बिल्कुल poorest और बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन एक क्लास बने. So this gap must not be there. Another way could be to estimate the number of people who live below the poverty line. Below the poverty line जो है वो कितने लोग रह रहे हैं, ठीक है. और ये भी एक अच्छा मेजर हो सकता है इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी हमारे देश में स्टैब्लिश है या नहीं है. तो मेजरमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी, वन वे वी कैन मेजर द डिग्री ऑफ इकोनॉमिक इनइक्वालिटी थ्रू the difference between the rich class and the poorest group. Another way is estimating the number of people who live below poverty line. So here in India we have like poverty prevalent. There are crores of people who are living below poverty line. This is a big concern, and governments are doing, all the government, whether it's central government or state governments, all are working to remove this menace from our society. Of course, Absolute equality of wealth or income has probably never existed in a society. Most democracies today try to make equal opportunities available to people in the belief that this would at least give those who have talent and determination the chance to improve their condition. Now, democracies provide you the opportunities, the surroundings where, with our talent, with our skill, we can grow, we can improve the condition. So, like if the below poverty people are there, then government must provide basic necessities to them, basic like infrastructural things to them, so that they can be at a level where they can compete, and with their talent they can also go grow. And how can government provide them basic necessities, such as like providing them education, providing them medical care, and providing them shelter? So that's how enabling them, so that enabling them so that they can compete with the others. And if their conditions will not be improved, so they are the vulnerables, वो vulnerables हैं और फिर वो poverty में जाएंगे. तो इसीलिए सरकार, आपको पता है, बहुत सारी like many schemes and programs are launched by the government. Why? To uplift that section, to uplift that vulnerable groups. उन vulnerable groups को जो है निकालना उनकी vulnerability से, and उनके लिए एक ऐसी surroundings create करना जहां पे कम से कम basic necessities उनको मिले, और फिर आगे वो अपने talents के दम पे आगे conditions को और improve करें. Now, with equal opportunities, inequalities may continue to exist between individuals, but there is a possibility of improving one's position in society with sufficient effort. ये क्या बोल रहा है? जो opportunities हैं, inequalities economic context में, individuals के बीच में, on the basis of their skills, talent, वो हमेशा रहेगी economic context में. But जो possibility है कि society के अंदर हर कोई, whether you belong to poorest section or any section of society, you have fair chance of growing yourself, you have fair chance of improving the condition of yourself. That must be provided by the government, that must be provided by the system of government. ये system of government को provide किया जाना चाहिए, करना चाहिए. अब देखिए next, inequalities which are entrenched मतलब जो बहुत लंबे टाइम पीरियड तक हमारे बीच में रही हैं, which remain relatively untouched over generations, and they are more dangerous. Inequalities those are entrenched, they are more dangerous. अगर inequality इस बेसिस पे है कि एक डॉक्टर ज्यादा कमा रहा है, एक लेबरर कम कमा रहा है, या स्किलफुल ज्यादा कमा रहा है, स्किलफुल कम अर्निंग कर रहा है, दैट इज द नॉर्मल. वो एक नॉर्मल, एक आप कह सकते हो कि in economic context that is not the big deal, that is not the problem. The problem is the entrenched inequality. And what does that mean? That simply means the inequality which relatively untouched over generations, बहुत लंबे टाइम पीरियड तक जो रही है सोसाइटी में, बाय बर्थ मिलती जा रही है. कास्ट सिस्टम हमारे यहाँ पे प्रेवलेंट है, तो और कई सारी इनइक्वालिटीज आप देखते हो, सोशल इनइक्वालिटीज जिसको हम बोलते हैं, दे आर मोर डेंजरस. वो ज्यादा खतरनाक है फॉर सोसाइटी. If in a society certain classes of people have enjoyed considerable wealth and the power which goes with it over generations, the society would become divided between those classes and others who have remained poor over generations. तो अगर किसी कंट्री में, है ना, लाइक इफ क्लास डिफरेंस अगर इतना ज्यादा हो रहा है, जनरेशन टू जनरेशन एक क्लास जो है वो लाइक रिच इस तरीके से होती जा रही है, और एक क्लास जो है लाइक पुअरेस्ट क्लास, अगर इकोनॉमिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर बात करें हम, तो रिमेन पुअर ओवर जनरेशंस, तो ये डिफरेंस, ये गैप आपको बहुत मिलेगा, एंड दैट इज द बिग कंसर्न. So this must be removed from the society, and that's how then and only we'll be able to have equality throughout the system. If we remove this menace, अगर हम इस menace को remove करें, तो inequalities जो हैं, जो entrenched हैं, जो गहरी हैं बहुत ज्यादा, जो over generations हमारे बीच में रही हैं, वो ज्यादा dangerous है society में. ठीक है? If in a society certain classes of people जिन्होंने enjoy किया है considerable wealth and the power which goes with it over generations, society क्या करेगी? Would become divided, वो divide हो जाएगी classes के बीच में, over generations एक class जो है remain. Over time such class difference can give rise to resentment and violence. So generation to generation, if the difference will be there, if the gap will be widened, then there will be resentment, there will be violence, and that's how situation will become very worse for the nation, for the state. Because of the power of the wealthy class, it might prove difficult to reform such a society to make it more open and egalitarian. Now, obviously, there must be a system where The poor class, though the poorest section, they must be like their condition must be removed. Uh, In democracy, in equality, we are talking about this. But because the power, there is a wealthy class has the power, it might prove difficult to reform society and to give the poorest section also share in the resources. है ना? So currently we have that gap in many countries in democracies. We see the gap between the ultra rich, between the poorest section. है ना? We have crores of people. Just take about India. Just take example of India. We have crores of people who are living below poverty line. So and still in the same country we have ultra rich people also. You can find the gap between this class. This must be done away. This must be removed. The poorest section, the below poverty line people, their poverty, they must come out of poverty, and government must make such scenarios, such systems, so there they can improve their conditions. And that's how we can have an egalitarian society, jahan pe equality will be there. Egalitarian means the society where is equality everywhere. Now, Marxism and liberalism, and before that, let us discuss about this topic, feminism, in the source books that is given to you. Now, what do you mean by feminism? As you can understand with the topic itself, topic se samajh sakte iska matlab. Feminist. Now, who are the feminists? What do you mean by feminism? It is a kind of political doctrine of equal rights for women and men. Feminism क्या है? ये एक पॉलिटिकल डॉक्ट्रिन है, प्रिंसिपल्स. डॉक्ट्रिन मींस प्रिंसिपल्स, कुछ आइडियाज एक तरीके से. सो एक पॉलिटिकल प्रिंसिपल्स, एक पॉलिटिकल एस्टेब्लिश्ड डॉक्ट्रिन है जिसमें इक्वल राइट्स जो डिमांड करते हैं और इक्वल राइट्स हो मैन और वुमेन के लिए, एंड देयर मस्ट नॉट बी एनी काइंड ऑफ डिस्टिंक्शन और डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. सो फेमिनिस्ट होते कौन है? दे आर दोज मैन एंड वुमेन, वो मैन और वुमेन जो बिलीव करते हैं दैट मेनी ऑफ द इनइक्वालिटीज वी सी इन सोसाइटी बिटवीन मैन एंड वुमेन आर नीदर नेचुरल नोर नेसेसरी एंड कैन बी अल्टर्ड. कि कई सारी जो चीजें हैं सोसाइटी के अंदर, जो इनइक्वालिटीज हैं बिटवीन मैन एंड वुमेन, ये कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि नेचुरल है ना? और मतलब as far as the gender is concerned, that is the another issue. But apart from that, like women can also work in a like a same manner and earn can in a same manner. You know, everywhere currently you can find women working in each and every industry. Now there must not be any kind of distinction or discrimination. So it is not natural and nor necessary. It can be altered. जो अगर distinction हमारे बीच में inequality अगर है, man on the basis of man and women, on the basis of gender, that men and women can lead free and equal lives. So who are feminists? Feminists are those people who believe that many of the inequalities we see in the society between men and women, they are not natural, they are not necessary. These inequalities can be removed, can be altered, so that men and women all can lead free and equal lives. So the people who believe in this ideology, they are known as feminist. उनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? फेमिनिस्ट बोलते हैं. और ये जो आइडियोलॉजी है, जो सिस्टम है, ये जो डॉक्ट्रिन है, that is known as feminism. According to feminist, inequality जो है between men and women in society, ये result क्यों है? As we were discussing in last class, that sir, why we find still the distinction between men and women on the basis of gender. So this difference is due to patriarchy. Patriarchy क्या है? What we mean by patriarchy? The male-dominated society, which we had in few extent you can find still today. इसी को हमें रिमूव करना है. So ये जो टर्म है patriarchy, this refers to social, economic and cultural system that values man more than women. So the male dominated society where men are considered superior and women are considered inferior. So this kind of system, ये जो principle, ये जो doctrine है, इसी को आप patriarchy, and it gives man power over women. So patriarchy is based on the assumption that men and women are different by nature. Patriarchy क्या basis है? It assumes that men and women are different by nature, and that this difference justifies their unequal position in society. कि by nature men and women are different, so their position in the society is justifiable. That women cannot do some things, or if men and women do the same kind of thing, then the earning can be different. If suppose, take a simple example, if there is a discrimination on the basis of gender, where same work is done by a man, another work is the same kind of work is done by women. but the earning of men and women, you can find the difference. This is distinction. You know, women earns less, whereas men earns more. So this kind of system where it is assumed that women will be like unable to do the work, they'll not be like that much capable of doing the work as the man do. It is not the case. ये केस नहीं है. पेट्रियार्की में बिलीव किया जाता है that men and women क्या है, वो डिफरेंट नेचर के, जो उनकी जो सिचुएशंस है वो जस्टिफाइबल है. द डिफरेंस जो है वो जस्टिफाइबल है अनइक्वल पोजीशन सोसाइटी में. Feminist questions this way of thinking by making a distinction between sex, that is biological difference between men and women, and gender, which determines the different roles that men and women play in society. Feminist इस चीज पे ज्यादा कंसर्न करते हैं. Yes, obviously there is a natural difference as far as the gender is concerned. For instance, biological fact के according that only women can become pregnant and bear children does not require that only women should look after children after they are born. So biological difference, yes, there is obviously women can become pregnant, but it is not the case that only women have to bear all the burden regarding the children after the children are born. All, whether it's father or mother, both must like take care of their children. So feminists show us that much of the inequality between men and women is produced by society and not by nature. So what feminists say? They say that the difference or the distinction which we find in the society on the basis of gender, that is produced by society, that is socially produced inequality, that is not produced by nature. So it can be altered. It is a distinction, it is discrimination, it can be altered, and we can have a society where women will be treated in an equal way. The patriarchy system must be removed. So patriarchy produces a division of labor by which women are supposed to be responsible for private and domestic matters, while men are responsible for work in the public domain. So जो patriarchy में believe करते हैं, हमारे दिमाग में भी या हमारे सोसाइटी में इस तरीके का एक perception है that women are responsible and they are supposed to do the private and the domestic matters, while men are responsible for work in the public domain. So feminists question this distinction by pointing out that in fact most women are also active in public domain. कि feminists इस चीज को question करते हैं और point out करते हैं that आज के time में, in today's time, you can find everywhere, most of the even like everywhere in most of the important companies, big companies, multinational companies, you can find the big CEOs and managerial positions holded by women. So where is the difference? So feminists question this distinction that in today's world, most women are active in public domain also. That is, most women all over the world are employed in some form of work outside the home. But women continue to solely responsible for housework as well. However, like currently women have to do the work of house as well as the work of like if she is professional working outside also. So despite this double burden, as feminists term it, this is the kind of double burden where a woman have to work in public sphere also and in private affair also. So feminists contend this public private distinction and all forms of gender inequalities and should be eliminated. So whatever differences, whatever like distinction which we have currently on the basis of gender, it must be eliminated. It must be done away with. इसको हटाया जाना चाहिए. So the people who follow these kind of ideology, they say that this is due to societal problem, है ना? Society has produced this. Due to patriarchy, this is the problem. If there is a distinction between on the basis of gender, so this must be removed. So the people who believe in this ideology, they are known as feminist, and this ideology, this system is known as feminism. इस system को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Feminism बोलते हैं. Now next. Now, so this is all about feminism. So this is the theory of feminist. Now, there are a few other ideologies, Marxism and liberalism. So these are other two important political ideologies of our times, Karl Marx who gave this philosophy. So Marx was an important 19th century thinker who argued that the root cause of entrenched inequality. अच्छा word जो है इसको ध्यान रखना, entrenched inequality. And now what we mean by entrenched inequality? The inequality which are there for over generations, जो काफी लंबे टाइम से generations to generation transfer हो रही है, entrenched है. So इस टाइप की inequality को आप क्या कहते हो? Entrenched inequality कहते हो. So these entrenched inequality was the root cause was private ownership of important economic resources such as oil or land or forest as well as other forms of property. तो मार्क्स ने ये फिलोसॉफी दी कि जो रूट कॉज अगर हम बात करें एंट्रेंस इनइक्वालिटी के, इसका क्या है? प्राइवेट ओनरशिप. तो प्राइवेट ओनरशिप को हटा, मतलब उसको हटा के एक तरीके से कम्युनिटी ओरिएंटेड ओनरशिप होनी चाहिए. He pointed out that such private ownership did not only make the class of owners wealthy, it also gave them political power. मार्क्स ने बोला कि मार्क्सिज्म फिलोसॉफी में बिलीव किया जाता है कि प्राइवेट ओनरशिप की वजह से क्या हुआ? The wealth was just concentrated in the hands of only few, the wealthy class or the richest class, rich class. So therefore, we have to understand this difference. So it also gave them political power. So such power enables them to influence state policies and laws, and this could prove a threat to democratic government. Therefore, Marxists and socialists feel that economic inequality provides support to other forms of social inequality, such as differences of rank or privileges. Therefore, to tackle inequality in society, what we need to do? We need to go beyond providing equal opportunities and try and ensure public control over essential resources and forms of property. तो मार्क्स ने क्या फिलोसॉफी दी और मार्क्सिज्म में क्या बिलीव था? मार्क्स ने कहा कि ये inequalities, the entrance inequalities are there because we have that private ownership, and we have private ownership, and due to that, the resources or the wealth is in the hands of only few, and because the wealth is only in the few's hand, so therefore we find this difference. So how can we evade this situation? How can we tackle this problem? What we need to do? We need to have the public control over the essential resources and forms of property. So there must be community oriented ownership, प्राइवेट ओनरशिप ना करके. जो सोशलिज्म की फिलोसॉफी एक तरीके से वो यहीं से निकली. मार्क्सिज्म जो है वो क्या बिलीव करता है कि प्राइवेट ओनरशिप इज द रूट कॉज ऑफ entrenched inequality. So such views may be debatable, but they have raised important issues which need to be addressed. An opposing point of view can be found in liberal theories. अच्छा, इस मार्क्सिस्ट थ्योरी को, मार्क्सिज्म को अपोज कौन करता है? द लिबरल थ्योरिस्ट. अब ये क्या कहते हैं? That there must be competition, principle of competition, as the most efficient and fair way of distributing resources and rewards in society. मार्क्सिज्म में क्या मानते हैं कि कम्युनिटी ओरिएंटेड, गवर्नमेंट सब कुछ कंट्रोल करे, गवर्नमेंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करे तो सब कुछ सही हो जाएगा, एंट्रेंस इनइक्वालिटी रिमूव हो जाएगी. रूट कॉज क्योंकि प्राइवेट ओनरशिप है, यही रूट कॉज है एंट्रेंस इनइक्वालिटी का. लिबरलिस्ट क्या मानते हैं? इन लिबरल थ्योरीज it is they believe that principle of competition is the most efficient way. There must be competition, there must be kind of market must be open for all, and this is the fair way of distributing resources and rewards in the society. And what they believe that while states may have to intervene to try and ensure a minimum standard of living and equal opportunities for all, this cannot by itself bring equality and justice to society. So उनका मानना है कि लाइक सरकार इंटरफेयर करे हर मामलों में तो हम इक्वालिटी स्टैब्लिश नहीं कर सकते, जस्टिस स्टैब्लिश नहीं कर सकते सोसाइटी में. हमें कंपटीशन में प्राइवेट ओनरशिप जो है वो अलाउ होनी चाहिए. कंपटीशन बिटवीन पीपल इन फ्री एंड फेयर कंडीशन, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फ्री एंड फेयर कंडीशन is the most just and efficient way of distributing rewards in society. That's how all the people can have their share in the resources. So for them, as long as competition is open and free, inequalities are unlikely to become entrenched, and people will get due reward for their talents and efforts. So therefore there must be competition. So for liberals, the principle of competition is the most just. उनके लिए क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है? प्रिंसिपल ऑफ कंपटीशन, ओपन प्राइवेट ओनरशिप, ओपन मार्केट, ओपन फॉर ऑल, an efficient way of selecting candidates for jobs or admission to educational institution. For instance, in our country, many students hope for admission to professional courses, and entry is highly competitive. From time to time, the government and the courts have have stepped in to regulate education institutions and the entrance test to ensure that everybody gets a fair and equal chance to compete. Some may still not get admission, but it is considered to be fair way of distributing limited seats. So if we have limited seats, we have competition. And through competition, students are selected in the education institutions. So that's how we can understand the importance of principle of competition. And this is the ideology of the liberal. So that's how the liberal theorists gave their ideology. तो हमने अभी क्या देखा? We saw the Marxism and the Marxist theory, and we saw the liberalist theory. और हमने liberalist theory देखी. ठीक है? Next, we're going to discuss about socialist and how can we promote equality. That is the last topic of this chapter. That's we're going to discuss in next class.